All right, let's dive straight in. Because this week, AI literally stopped being just a fun little chatbot and is now being treated like actual nuclear technology by world governments. I mean, the sheer volume and gravity of what just dropped over the last 7 days is absolutely staggering. If you blink, you're genuinely going to miss the most significant technological shift of our entire generation. So, we're going to answer this massive question today, but we really have to build up to the panic that actually caused it. We're going on a seriously rapid journey, starting with the sneaky consumer tools that are quietly restructuring our daily lives, all the way up to classified Pentagon military deals that are totally reshaping global security. And honestly, this quote right here hits the nail on the head. We aren't just talking about generating funny images of cats anymore. We are looking at a full-blown AI Cold War. We're talking everything from billion-dollar compute wars over raw infrastructure to autonomous agents actively replacing human workflows. The whole landscape has fundamentally changed. Look, things are moving so incredibly fast right now that it is completely normal to feel overwhelmed by it all. So if you want to stay ahead of this relentless fire hose of news, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button on this explainer and subscribe to the channel right now. We do all the heavy lifting, sifting through the noise, so you never fall behind on the updates that actually impact your life and your career. Okay, Section 1. OpenAI's sneaky GPT 5.5 rollout. Let's start with how they just fundamentally shifted the baseline of how we interact with AI. And they didn't even throw a massive launch party for it. They just quietly upgraded the foundation. Take a look at this side by side. It is night and day. The new default, GPT 5.5 Instant, completely ditches the rambling. In this math example, the older 5.3 model kind of talks in circles and ultimately just fails to find a solution. But 5.5? It gets straight to the correct answer with way less scrolling. It's concise, it's highly personalized based on your memory, and alongside this, OpenAI quietly dropped these insanely advanced real-time voice, translation, and whisper APIs for developers. We're talking live language translation without missing a beat. And wow, it's not just OpenAI, the rest of the software world is moving at breakneck speed too. Just look at these rapid-fire drops from this week alone. We've got Swift i2V pumping out insane high-resolution 2K video. We've got Hydremo 1 topping the open-source image charts, and Bach 1 generating 30-second clips with the native sound baked right in. I mean, Spotify is now automatically generating personalized AI morning briefings for your commute, and Adobe is building AI generation natively into Acrobat PDFs. The consumer ecosystem is literally exploding. Which brings us right into Section 2, the billion-dollar compute war. Because to power all of those magical consumer tools and video generators, you need raw infrastructure. And that just created the biggest financial shockwave of the week. Wrap your head around this number, $200 billion. Anthropic reportedly just committed $200 billion to Google Cloud over 5 years just to secure enough compute. $200 billion. That instantly makes this one of the biggest AI infrastructure deals in human history. Because, look, the AI race, it isn't just about who writes the best code anymore. It has become a brutal, physical, hardware arms race. Anthropic isn't just tapping Google, they're also partnering with SpaceX's massive Colossus data center, trying to get their hands on hundreds of thousands of GPUs. Meanwhile, OpenAI is actively expanding into Amazon Web Services, very deliberately loosening its massive reliance on Microsoft. Literally, everyone is fighting tooth and nail for the physical hardware to run these digital brains. And the behind-the-scenes drama of this infrastructure war, it is intense. Just check out this leaked text message from the ongoing Elon Musk versus OpenAI trial. Elon tells OpenAI co-founder Greg Brockman, "By the end of this week, you and Sam will be the most hated men in America. If you insist so, it will be." That really highlights just how high the personal, financial, and ego-driven stakes are at the very top of the AI food chain right now. Moving on to Section 3, agents replacing human workflows. While the tech billionaires fight over servers and data centers, the AI itself is fundamentally shifting how it behaves. It's moving from simply answering your questions to actually taking direct action on your behalf. Make no mistake, 2026 is officially the year of Agentic AI. We're shifting from passive chat to active doing. We're seeing major companies like Cloudflare reportedly restructuring layoffs around Agentic AI-first models. And check out Anthropic's new Dreaming feature for Claude. This thing proactively analyzes your workflow patterns, spots recurring mistakes you're making, and self-improves behind your back on a schedule. It actually reaches out to you to fix things. But hey, before you completely panic about an AI agent stealing your job tomorrow morning, take a breath and look at this data drop. This is from the brutal new program bench stress test. When these models were tasked with reverse engineering an entire software program from scratch, acting like a lead software architect without any internet access, every single top-tier model, GPT 5.4, Opus 4.7, Gemini 3.1, they all scored a flat 0%. Zero. None of them could fully solve the tasks. So, while they're amazing at writing little snippets, fully autonomous software creation from scratch is still a massive brick wall for them. All right, section 4, robots get uncomfortably smart. Because while software agents still have limitations on complex architecture, AI integrated into physical robots took a massive and honestly kind of uncomfortable leap forward this week. We're moving way past those rigid, pre-programmed factory robots. Check out the Genesis AI Gene 26.5 pipeline. They're capturing incredibly subtle human dexterity data and feeding it directly into an autonomous robotic brain. This lets robots dynamically adapt to messy real-world physics. We're talking videos of robotic hands autonomously cracking eggs with one hand, operating delicate lab pipettes, and even solving Rubik's Cubes. They are literally gaining human-level fine motor skills right before our eyes. And it gets crazier. Over in the extreme robotics corner, Boston Dynamics realized that robots don't actually need to be constrained by human biology. Their new fully electric Atlas robot was shown doing these highly unnatural, hyper-efficient 180-degree torso flips that no human could ever pull off. Meanwhile, in what feels like an actual sci-fi movie, other labs are literally hosting real-life autonomous humanoid robot fighting tournaments. The Unitree G1 and Engine I PM1 just recently ended a fight in a massive double knockout. Which brings us to the climax of the week. Section 5, Government and Military AI Panic. With AI scaling its compute into the hundreds of billions, actively replacing enterprise workflows, and now gaining highly capable physical bodies, world governments have officially hit the panic button. So the overarching theme right now is that trust in these AI labs to regulate themselves, it's fracturing fast. This is perfectly illustrated by recent trial testimonies showing intense internal chaos. Former OpenAI CTO Mira Moretti actually testified under oath about the period when Sam Altman was briefly ousted. She noted a stark misalignment over safety boards, stating bluntly, "I confirmed that what Jason was saying and what Sam was saying were not the same thing." Look, when the people building the AI can't even agree on basic safety protocols, regulators absolutely take notice. And because of this raw, incredibly unpredictable power, the US military is totally not waiting around to see how things pan out. The Pentagon has aggressively stepped in, signing massive agreements with the absolute top tier of AI labs. We're talking OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and SpaceX. Their focus? Building out classified defense AI infrastructure and national security systems. Guys, we are now officially watching the rapid launch of a military AI arms race. Just look at the timeline here. Look at how rapidly this has escalated in literally just the last few days. We start with reports of an autonomous AI enterprise agent accidentally deleting a company's entire production database in seconds. By midweek, the U.S. Commerce Department steps in to aggressively stress test frontier models for cyber and bioweapon threats before they're allowed to be released to the public. And by the end of the week, the Five Eyes intelligence nations are issuing urgent warnings that the deployment of agentic AI is simply moving way faster than human safety governance can keep up with. Which leaves us with the ultimate, honestly chilling question of the week. We've seen the hardware scale up, the software gain real autonomy, and governments aggressively stepping in to take control. But as AI begins to literally improve its own algorithms and design its own highly efficient chips without any of our help, are we actually building the future, or are we just trying to hold on for the ride? Really think about that and let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you in the next one.